Hello everybody and welcome back to the GameShow Global Esports Cup Southeast Asian region, our third best of two series, excuse me, my goodness, my brain's gone. Third best of two series of the day. This time we're going to be seeing G7 yet again, but this time they're going to be going up against Acion Arena, so a fresh new start for G7. Let's see if this is going to be a good series for them. But my name's Daniel Lee. I'm going to be your main English caster for today. And I have Mike who's come to the rescue for my co-caster today. So we are going to be able to be partners in crime. Hoo-ha.
Yeah. G7 just grabbing a draw. Not amazing, but you know what? It's something. And Acion Arena, I think so far, will be happy to grab a draw. I mean, they've played twice up against Mineski and Hot Six. Two teams where, I mean, those are probably like where the stiffest competition lies in this second group. TNC probably mixing that in as well. So actually, we're looking for some wins here, as currently they've played twice, have yet to win any games. This is definitely possible for them to win in this game. I mean, a little bit more possible than Mineski or Hot Six, but it is going to come down, of course, to the draft, where they start things off in a pretty strong way. Dazzle with the Queen of Pain.
Yeah, so they have not just aggression, but they also have a defensive mechanism built into this too. So it's very safe here for Acion. They're keeping their draft open. They're not really showing their cards to G7 as of yet. And the same with G7. They haven't really picked anything to show off what they could be going for, unless they feel like they need to pick up something now. Are there any heroes available that G7 could possibly pick up now, which will be banned during the second phase? Like Ember Spirit? I think that's the only one that comes to mind for me.
Yeah, like Winter Wyvern occasionally picked up super early Darkseer. Alternatively, if they want to run a Darkseer with maybe a Tusk dual lane, there are just so many heroes right now that you could grab that it really doesn't matter too much. It is up to you, up to the captain, I suppose, to the most degree. Ember Spirit's the pick, although swap out Ember Spirit, put in like a Shadow Fiend there, and they'll pretty much have at least a very similar power level, as there are so many heroes that are so equally balanced in power level in this patch.
Yeah, so this Ember Spirit, most of the time he's directed into that mid lane, so we may be seeing an Ember Spirit Queen of Pain lane, but it depends if G7 wants to just have this mid Ember Spirit or if they want to pick up something else to occupy that mid lane. So we'll see if they actually want to go for that mid Ember Spirit, if it's going to be a safe lane Ember. Now we're going to be going through our bans now. So Winter Wyvern, one of the heroes that you suggested they could have possibly be picked up, is going to be banned off right off the bat. Very strong support, whereas G7 getting rid of the Earthshaker. Honestly, I think Earthshaker would have been nice if G7 wanted to pick it up themselves, just because Tusk and Earthshaker together, it's just stuns galore. There's like no way Acion Arena would have been able to move. But Earthshaker would have been a very valuable asset for Acion Arena as well, because they went for a defensive support in the Dazzle. They need someone to either go for the control or someone to go for some sort of burst. So Earthshaker would have been a nice pickup for Acion Arena if it was available. But From G7's previous series, would you still say that they would be the more preferable team over Acion Arena? Because I've seen Acion Arena, and I feel like Acion Arena suffers a little bit from consistency issues.
Yeah, I think probably G7's still the favorite here. Losing last game, I mean, a loss is a loss. It doesn't really matter how you lose, but it was up against the Meepo, even with their having quite a few good Meepo answers, or at least decent Meepo answers. You can't really always feel like too bitter about losing to a Meepo, especially since that game really, they lost it out of almost nowhere. Like the game was at parity for so long, and then suddenly like the Meepo just got out of control off of just like two great team fights. And hopefully G7 aren't on tilt or anything like that because of it. Hopefully they're just still centered, but it is for the most part still a pretty well played game by them in the last time. So just judging off of G7's playstyle, judging off what I've seen of Acion Arena, I think G7 probably still the slight favorites take it, not by any substantial amount, though. Gyrocopter, now Clink's actually going to be banned out by the G7 and Acion Arena side respectively. Still so many powerful heroes that it could just as easily just be an easy Darkseer pick here for Acion.
It could be. I'm surprised that both teams decided to get rid of heroes with relatively early power spikes, but Acion Arena can be the first ones to make that step forward. They'll grab the Templar Assassin. Now, a G7, they have to be looking at potentially a Slardar pick. I can't help but every time I see a Templar Assassin, you just have to think of a Slardar. But there is another hero that is available for G7 here if they want to potentially go for a Wind Ranger, who does relatively well up against the Templar Assassin, but instead more priority towards this Darkseer, it seems, to ensure that they have this guaranteed mechanism for these early game team fights. So for Acion Arena, do they go for this Slardar next?
I don't think they have to. I think maybe they could also go for a Broodmother here and have the Dazzle Spiderlings with even without minus armor it does a hell of a lot of damage, and then hope for a Slaughter last pick or swap those. It is something that G7 have to be wary of, and Darkseer, Ember Spirit, okay at killing off the Broodmother. Tusk is actually pretty darn good as long as he has True Sight. There's so much upside to that here, and I'm sure Action Arena are considering it. But yeah, they do have minus armor. They don't necessarily have to go for a lot more minus armor. Like Templar Assassin in and of herself is fine. Dazzle in and of himself is fine. They don't really need to pile on. If they want to, sure, fine, more power to them, but it's not exactly a necessity.
Yeah, so instead Action Arena going to go back for the Night Stalker. Is this a position 3 Night Stalker, or would you think it could be a Night Stalker more in that 4 role?
I feel like it's probably going to be Night Stalker going towards the off lane right now, maybe with someone like a Lich to back him up, a hero along those lines for Action Arena. It is a great hero to have with the Templar Assassin, since if she is going to go towards safe lane, does get active very early, as does the Queen of Pain. So Action Arena, they kind of want to bring the heat early on, and Templar Assassin, Dazzle, or Queen of Pain, Dazzle is a perfectly fine dual lane, and Lich Night Stalker, which I'm assuming is going to be the case for here for Action Arena up against the super melee heavy draft of G7, seems pretty good. Yeah, those lanes are looking actually really strong for Action Arena, but for G7, they have their combo in Darkseer Spirit Breaker, and that is, of course, very powerful, and it's very aggressive, but they have a lot of melee heroes. Action Arena don't really have the best draft at punishing melee heroes. Really, it's only the Queen of Pain, and to a lesser extent, the Dazzle. But they definitely have to make sure that they don't get too melee heavy. It's not a good place to be.
Yeah, is there a chance that Action Arena potentially pick up a Clockwork to shift the Night Stalker into the position 4 and have Queen of Pain and Templar Assassin nail those heroes within the cogs? Because as you said, melee heroes galore in G7. There's a lot of easy hookshot targets here.
Yeah, Clockwork is viable. I mean, it is a good hero at punishing melee heroes. You could go deeper if you want to, like go Tidehunter even. Like that's probably one of the best at punishing melee heroes. No, Clockwork probably fits in with their draft a little bit better. It's hard to recommend Tidehunter at this stage in Dota, but if Action Arena, do recognize that, if they really want to go deep and try to shut down these G7 melee heroes, then yeah, there's not much that they could actually do to dislodge a Tidehunter. Like they have to get in close, start man fighting him, and that's what Tidehunter loves because he's got Anchor Smash, he's got Kraken Shell, and he's gonna be able to trade hits with pretty much any given hero. Gonna be not Huskar, gonna be not Razor. Both those heroes are going to be banned out. Seems like G7 think that this Night Stalker is going to be played as a more supporty hero, which is, as you said, definitely a possibility.
Yeah, there's moments like this when you wish the Wyvern and the Earthshaker wasn't banned. For Action Arena in particular, those heroes would be perfect with dealing with against G7's draft. Now, we take a look at G7's draft, right? How are they going to lane this? They have a core Ember Spirit, they have a core Darkseer, and potentially either a core Tusk or a Spirit Breaker, and they've only got a support left. Do these lanes feel a little greedy to you?
Well, I think if you have this many melee heroes, it's automatically greedy. Really, no matter what those melee heroes are. I feel like Darkseer Spirit Breaker is something that they should be running at least to try to slow down whoever's in that safe lane of Action Arena. And there's not much Dazzle can do about that. In fact, there's nothing Dazzle can do about that. But Action Arena, they're gonna grab the Slaughter that you mentioned before. So now they have minus armor and then some. I mean, they have a lot of physical damage here. Their payoff heroes aren't really that high. Like, there's no Shadow Fiend, who is really the hero that you want to have to make use of that minus armor, or Broodmother even. But I mean, it's still going to get the job done. And Slaughter up against all these melee heroes is not bad either. So this is going to be a very high damage game from Action Arena. Very high right-click damage, very high physical burst. G7 are pretty tanky, with the exception being the Ember Spirit, I suppose. So, they may have a chance to survive this, but this is a pretty classic minus armor aggressive strategy from Action.
Definitely. And, well, I wasn't expecting a Jakiri pick up here for G7, but I feel like it does solve their issue when it comes to towers. Because you look at G7's heroes, and all of them are not pushing heroes. So with that in mind, Jakiri is going to be the final pick off. G7's draft, it feels like it's so difficult to execute here, whereas Action Arena, it's a little bit more solid. Like, you know what you're supposed to do, you know what you're looking for, whereas for G7, it kind of feels like they're going to have to play reactionary for the beginning portions of the game, just so that they can get a couple of initial kills, accumulate those beginning items, and then from that point on, they should be able to fight. Core items are going to be necessary for this game. They need an early mech on the Darkseer. They need Ember Spirit. I don't know what they could grab for Ember Spirit to make him a early game threat, unless they just want to go for that standard Boots of Travels Ember Spirit that we typically see teams pick up. I don't really see too many teams going for that early team fight Ember Spirit with like early drums and very early Battle Fury. They just don't go for it anymore.
I mean, it is pretty good here. I mean, it's okay here. The problem is that there's a Crippling Fear on the other side, so you may have to go for Manta Style. Drum's Manta Style, I don't mind as a build. I mean, you obviously don't want to be going for Manta if you can help it as Ember, but you might have to. I feel like this Jakiro, for the most part, is picked up just because of Liquid Fire for the minus attack speed. Like, they really don't have many great pushing heroes. Like, everyone being melee means that they're all going to be clumped up near the tower, and yeah, they won't be taking a ton of damage because of that Liquid Fire, but still, it's awkward should Action Arena want to jump in with the Queen of Pain. Scream Sonic Wave, and it's a hell of a lot of damage. This doesn't really seem like a super pushing game for Jakiro. They definitely want to be aggressive, but it's more so in killing heroes, and the Jakiro is going to be more of a defensive tool, I think, more so than anything else for G7. It's definitely an interesting pick, but though he has a range here with some decent lane control, I don't really know if G7 are really going to have control over their lanes in between their kind of bursty kills. Like when they have Ion Shell charge up, or when they have a Snowball up, yeah, they can immediately get those kills and be fine with that, but in between those cooldowns, they're going to be at the mercy of Action Arena.
Absolutely. So we are in our we're in our third best of 2 series, sorry. So this time it's Action Arena versus G7. So our new challengers today, it's going to be Action Arena. So on the Radiant side, we have Keys playing on the Queen of Pain, Chillin on the Templar Assassin, Little Jesus on our support Night Stalker. Towards the bottom section, we've got Haha playing on the Slaughter. And I'm missing someone else. Who are we missing? Dazzle, CCC++. Seems to be a bit of an average student here.
Yeah, but grades in college don't matter, guys. It's stupid. On the G7 side, you got Linger. He's going to be playing the Spirit Breaker again. Fat Show. On the Dark Seer, Leo's going to be going to what looks like the mid lane as the Ember Spirit. Got Chandler Jakiro, 6-packs on the Tusk, and they're going to be walking uphill into a whole lot of pain. He has a Snowball, who's not going to immediately die, but still, this is going to hurt. Ice Path's going to clip onto 3. Not bad. Will this save the Tusk, however, because he's still taking a lot of damage over time right now. He will get punched down by Little Jesus. First blood for Action Arena.
That did not look like a melee right click from Night Stalker. That was like a massive gap from where his hand was. How's that fair? How's that fair?
He looks pretty tall.
He looks
pretty tall dude.
But I was watching his hand animation and didn't even touch the Tusk.
Okay, so do you know how like when you have a haste rune on Night Stalker, you kind of like fly?
Yes.
So like that was like he used his wings to get like a kind of burst of speed. But he can't do that all the time, so he kind of like, use that as like an extra little jump. That's how it works, trust me.
I hope so.
Oh, mid though. Chillin'. Taking a lot of damage. This is 3-4 tower shots. The shield is still burning, and Templar Assassin doesn't have any way of getting rid of it, but the shield will just time out. Yeah, TA getting a little bit too close. Has a salve coming out, though nowhere close to the bottle, and really has to be careful. Searing Chains, a couple more right clicks can get this kill.
I'm very surprised he's so aggressive in his positioning, because you're up against an Ember Spirit who could possibly get very lucky with the chain, so chillin', he'll be fine. He will slowly start to regen once he gets the salve, so he'll stabilize. But I'm very surprised. I thought the Templar Assassin was supposed to be the lane dominator in this matchup, because people typically draft TA because they want to get control in the lane. She's got a very easy way at getting creeps. She's very good at denying. She's very good at dishing out damage, and she's very good at damage mitigation as well. So she's going to try and go for a turn, but Leo wants to man fight her. Who's actually going to win here? So Chillin' going to get the last hit, I believe. High ground not going to happen for the Ember Spirit. So Chillin', he gets the control, and he didn't even use a salve till now. So all of a sudden, he's going to be back up close to about 2/3 of his HP, but Chillin', definitely Chillin' in this lane.
Bottom lane, man fight now between the Bash Lords, though Slaughter doesn't have his. Surge forward into the Spirit Breaker. He has a charge now, and he will land a Greater Bash. No, he won't. Perfect crush from the Slaughter. Linger, he's going to get poked down by the Dazzle. Slowly for sure, but he will end up dropping. Slaughter swoops in for the last hit. And it's going to be 3-0 for Action Arena. Chillin', yeah, he got a little bit too close to the tower, got a little bit careless in the mid lane, but that's the type of thing a Templar Assassin can do, even against a hero that burns through those defensive refraction charges almost instantly. With Refraction, just having that damage with Meld as well, Leo is going to be at a damage disadvantage throughout the majority of this phase. So getting into a man fight as Ember Spirit, not exactly ideal, and will taking like 3 consecutive spill hits from Psyblades also not exactly the best. This bottom lane, not over yet. Charge in, Ion Shell up. They need a bash on this Slardar. He's going to sprint out. He'll be fine.
But mid
This is an
lane
aggressive
though.
lane for G7, but after having failed to get the kill on Slardar once, it's a little bit more difficult than now.
Yeah, so there's a little bit of harassment thrown out onto Leo. Little Jesus came in on the Night Stalker and was hoping to go for a dive. Now it looks like we're gonna have a bit of a contest here for the runes. Linker should get it. He's pretty quick. Now he's got Ion Shell, so he can literally just run right on top of Jesus. It does expire, unfortunately, but he will keep on chasing. He was about to go for another right click. Like, come on. Leo in the mid lane, they're being chased up by Chillin. He will pop his Flame Guard, and all of a sudden Chillin stuck right under the tower. Gonna go for a melt shot. Not gonna finish him off, but the Tusk with the Snowball gonna be there to reinforce. Is this enough though? Is there Ice Shards? Yes, there is. That's gonna block off Chillin's exit point now. Leo gonna be very careful. He's gonna get picked off if he's not very careful. But the Spirit Breaker should be coming through, and he will get the kill, whereas for Little Jesus, he gets hit in the crossfire. Unfortunate for him, but he wasn't able to reinforce, so that's going to be no more kills going in the way of Action Arena. They lose the Tusk, but losing the TA in the process hurts much more.
Leo does have to go all the way back to the fountain. He almost tied to the level 1 Void at the time of the Night Stalker. Luckily for him, just not quite enough damage, and he will limp out of there. So it's a pretty big trade, and Lingler is gonna, give Fat Show. Why do I keep on calling him Bait Show? The solo lane on this bottom lane, and yeah, just setting up those Ion Shells constantly. He's not really gonna be in too much danger. Linger, though, taking 2 shots from Refraction, a third all spill over. He's going to get the charge out, and he's going to find an Invis rune on the way out. As long as he doesn't trap himself in the trees, he'll be fine. Ooh, that was very clutch, though, from the Templar Assassin, landing those 3 Ion Shell hits. Yeah, they are going to, in theory, intercept him, but any other rune, and Linger probably doesn't cancel that charge.
Yeah, so he's probably looking at Little Jesus thinking, oh my god. So lucky. We haven't really said anything about this top lane. This Queen of Pain is doing very well up against this Jakiro Tusk lane. This is a farming Jakiro?
Seems like it. I mean, Ember Spirit's in the mid lane. He's, again, going to be dove. He's not farming up towards top lane. He really wants to be farming. He's not going to die just yet. Doesn't have Searing Chains, and Chillin not too healthy to dive. But the Queen of Pain versus Jakiro matchup is not that bad for Jakiro, honestly. Like, he's so tanky, just being Jakiro, that he can sit in the lane and throw out some free Liquid Fire, but his animation, it's really terrible, and Liquid Fire will help him in lane, but it's not going to win him this lane. Keys is having a pretty free roll up towards top lane. Fat Show, he's struggling a little bit on this bottom lane versus the Slaughter. Another charge coming down, but ooh, they'll kill off the Ember Spirit first.
I didn't get to see that, but TA unfortunately goes down to a tower pot shot with no shield charges, so Ember Spirit is going to be able to get the gold off of that, but really quite minor down towards the bottom lane. Yeah, they were going to commit, but yeah. I'm surprised though, the Jakiro being in a farming position when he's probably the most obvious hero and that you would assume would be the support. So farming Jakiro, I don't like it too much. Haha, they're in the bottom lane. Gonna be jumped on here by Linger as well as Fat Show. He will try and sprint out, but there's a surge. He will chase him. Crush is gonna be there to keep Linger in place, and have they lost vision of him? Looks like Haha's gonna be fine. Unless Linger catches vision and then gets a charge off, he won't be able to find him, although he does see him. Thinking about it, but instead gonna go against it.
This bottom lane is not working out for G7 the way they wanted to. It's applying pressure, sure, but it's not getting kills. And now over towards mid lane, Leo. He is going to get Crippling Fear. Chillin going to put up Refraction. More hits needed. Haha. Looking to intercept the Ember Spirit, but instead, Chillin. He's now stuck in a corner, charged up as well as going to get shoved out of the shards. But the Snowball is going to follow after. But here comes Queen of Pain. Instant Scream. Double kill for Keys. Everyone and their mom showing up in the mid lane for Action Arena. But to get 3 kills, totally worth it.
Absolutely. So, unfortunately for G7, this is just not going their way. And is it because they kind of drafted themselves into a bit of a hole, or is there any other reason as to why you think Action Arena are just completely dominating them in this laning phase?
I mean, it is kind of the side effect of bottom lane not really able to get these kills. They're like trying to go for Slaughter consistently, and that's just not going to happen. Like, Dazzle hasn't even had to use the Grave, not a single time on this bottom lane, I don't think. Slaughter is just capable of surviving that combo by himself, and if needed, they'll have the Healing Wave in the Grave. Mid lane should be going slightly better for the Ember Spirit than it is, but now that he is behind, he's going to get even further behind since Chillin has Phase Boots coming out to him, and well, top lane is just going to be naturally one lane from Action Arena. This is a G7, again, they have the kill power in small bursts, and they'll get the kill on the Slaughter with the wall deployed. That's much needed from them, but in between those, they're just getting more and more behind. As I said, it's like a cooldown based game for G7. It's not really working in their favor.
So we'll see if they're going to be able to turn this eventually. So at the moment, it just seems like most of the time Action Arena is going to be maintaining a control of the game. And unfortunately, Six Packs has to sit in the middle lane constantly to watch Leo. And you never really want to do this with your mid lane, because unfortunately, as a support, you're going to be taking a little bit of EXP away and chilling. Going to be sitting in the meld in the mid lane. They know this is happening, so they're not going to go anywhere near that creep right there. He will finish off the creep with the 200 meld strike, and he's going to continue on hitting creeps. Now there is a charge, and look at the 4 heroes converging onto the TA. They really want this kill, so there we go. They're going to blow everything, and all of a sudden the Dazzle, not a grave. Well, he's going to lose his, he's going to grave himself, at least. But he'll still die, unfortunately. Rest in pieces. I think everything just happened too quickly. Queen of Pain, they're going to be able to get a kill. They might get another one on the Tusk, and they should be able to get it. They do. So 2 for 2. Only the supports though, and you lose your TA. A bit of a win here for G7, but little Jesus. Oh yeah, he could try and dive, but I think it's too risky.
Only 1 point in Hunter of the Night. Not quite fast enough. It's not really the best trade in the world here for Action Arena. Yet that being said, at least they get something, and there was a super late grave there from the Dazzle. If he graved the Templar Assassin, the only thing that happens there is she gets a little more damage to G7. Maybe makes a difference, but probably doesn't. I don't really see it going any other way. Still, Keys now swooping in 3-0-3 on the Queen of Pain. Isn't like getting the most CS in the world. In fact, this is a very low CS top lane for both sides. Although Jakiro is doing very well for himself. This Queen of Pain is not really going to be slowed down all that much. She can still do exactly what she needs to do, as we've already seen her do, well, 6 kills worth of times. Chilling over towards mid, he'll be fine as well, but yeah, this Queen of Pain is something that G7 do have to worry about. And for Jakiro to be getting all this farm, he needs to be taking towers at this stage, and so far he's barely done any damage to this top tier 1.
It's not just that though, I feel like the Jakiro has to perform once he's picked up this next item pickup. It's going to be Yule, so it will help Jakiro set up. But I don't really think it's going to change too much of the dynamic that a Jakiro brings onto the stage. Like, he does some decent damage over time, slows, disables, but that's about it. So if the Jakiro can't perform once the Yule Scepter pops up, I think G7's going to be in a bit of a weird spot, because they could have honestly given that farm to the Tusk. Because I think Tusk would have been able to make much more valuable use of that gold.
Or the Ember Spirit and have him have the Jakiro handle the Templar Assassin in the mid lane would have been much better for the Jakiro, and probably much worse for the Templar Assassin. Like, weird laning decisions for G7 have to pay off. Ember Spirit has an Invis rune, so he's just not going to die here. Chillin' though, Snowball is coming. They try to take down the Sigil, that's not going to happen. Snowball mini stun, Ice Path now. He's sitting in the Macropyre, gotta move. He's going to try to go for Leo. Has a grave right around the corner. Will save him this time, but there's no escape path here. He's going to pop the refraction, try to go for this Ember Spear, pop charges, pop bottle. No true sight? Oh, he's going to try to go for Leo. It's not going to happen. So close yet so far.
But that was the first rotation for the Jakiro, and it was successful in the end. Slardar, in the meantime, did not see that kill. Now, in the meantime, we're going to be seeing a potential death on the Darkseer. So close, but the charge for the Spirit Breaker wants to connect on the Keys. He does get him with the Ion Shell, and Fasho gets out safely, albeit being hit by a catapult, surprisingly enough, but Ling is going to be the one to linger around. He should be able to get out. 3 seconds on the charge, and unfortunately, Little Jesus, no mana for the Void, unfortunately. And the shards, oh, they want to connect onto Little Jesus here. They should be able to grab him. Leo going to be able to finish him off. Jakiro going to be there with an Ice Shard, Ice Path, just to kind of zone away the enemy. But for G7 to get those couple of kills, very important for them. Did not see the Queen of Pain die. I don't know, mine I did. I lied. I'm sorry. I'm blind. I wear glasses, I promise.
Everyone from G7 getting out of there. Action Arena lose 4 heroes. Their lanes have been going pretty decently, but now their fighting is just not up to par. They need to, well, first of all, not lose this Dazzle in the bottom lane. 6 packs, Walrus Punch, doesn't have mana for shards. Leo is going to come right in, chains onto 2, keeping the Slaughter out of range right now. Dazzle's going to grave himself. There's no tower here. And there's backup coming in the form of Keys. Leo is going to Sleight of Fist, get the kill, gets crushed, and he gets Mechanism, so he should have enough time to at least walk out of here, but the charge is coming in onto Haha. He's going to connect onto Keys as well. Nether Strike available, will demolish the Slaughter. Keys does blink out, but Little Jesus doesn't have that luxury. Has a Void, but he's getting chased down by so many heroes. Jump forward for the Ember Spirit, double Ion Shell is going to take him down. Triple kill for Leo. And 10 to 12, Action Arena starting to fall apart. This Jakiro comes in finally, and well, there's no creep wave here yet, but this is the opportunity for them to take towers. This is what Jakiro wants to do.
But are they going to take towers though? They're going to go for a smoke instead, so they're going to go for the more aggressive plays and hope that they can get a nice pick off. TA, farming the Ancients is going to be a juicy target. They just have to make sure that they're going to be able to catch her, and the Yule Scepter is an ideal item to catch the TA. It's just as long as they don't get spotted out by a Dazzle instead, so instead they get a little consolation prize, I suppose, just getting Dazzle, making sure that he's not there for a grave. TA gets out. They actually managed to catch Chillin though. He will pick up an illusion room, but looks like everyone just wants a beeline for this TA.
Spotted.
Yeah, they see ya.
Run, Chillin, run. He wants to get his Blink Dagger so badly right now. But, he's gonna get knocked out of his meld. And then Dual Breath, Liquid Fire, Ice Path. Chillin to fall. That's down 300 gold for him. Yeah, meld, not really a great tool, defensive tool. Up against a Jakiro, really not a good defensive tool versus a Spirit Breaker who can take you out of the meld because he displaces you. Action Arena no longer have any heroes that are really doing great. In fact, this Slaughter has a remarkably low amount of farm considering how often he's been dived.
Oh, that was what I was gonna. That was what I was thinking as well. Like I thought the Slaughter would at least have a decent time, so we can actually get something like along the lines of little. God, I can't speak English. What is wrong with me? I felt like the Slaughter was closer to a Blink Dagger than I originally thought. And then I'm looking at his items now, and it's really not looking that great. So for Action Arena, for them to go for this sort of hyper-aggressive draft, they did okay for a while, but then all of a sudden G7 just cranked up the heat, and then I think from this point on, they're just going to try and maintain control of the entire game. So preventing Haha from getting the blink, slowing down the TA's blink. I think the only one that's doing decently was Keys on this Queen of Pain, and considering it's an off-lane queen, Keys is doing remarkably well. So I think Keys might be the key to getting Action Arena back into this game, more or less.
Problem is that Queen of Pain can't do it all by herself. She needs someone to help out. They need like a Blink Stun or a Night Stalker to land a Crucial Silence on the Ember Spirit, at the very least. Queen of Pain can do a hell of a lot right now, but up against G7, they have the mech and they have so much health in these heroes, or like, let's say effective health in these heroes. The Darkseer isn't here yet, but once he does come in, I don't really know if Action Arena can do this. They're going to get a nice weave up onto two heroes, a lot of minus armor, but defending this tower, if Jakiro wants a tower, you're not going to stop him from taking it. That's just not how it works, and it is still nighttime, so G7 are a little bit more cautious, but they're going to look for keys. No chain's going to land. And Liquid Fire is going to put the tower into deny range. Action Arena should just take the deny right now. Or mess up and give it to the Jakiro. And now, oh no, the Dazzle punished! He's going to put in the shards, Ion Shell, Spirit Breaker right on top of him. He's going to get hit with a stun before he gets the Grave Up. Now to Little Jesus, they're going to go. So many heroes here with so many Ion Shells. And they'll Sleight of Fist him down. Oh, Shard's going to grab that kill actually. Oh man, Action Arena missing the deny and then getting picked off immediately after. It feels bad, man.
That felt worse than just feeling bad. That must have been horrendous. Like, the tower's ticking down so slowly because of the Liquid Fire. You'd think they would have tried to go for the deny, but, well, lo and behold, doesn't happen. And T2's going to be under siege, and the Slardar's not going to bat an eye. He really wants this Blink Dagger, so he really doesn't want to really help his team at this point. And Action Arena, I really think they should just forfeit the tower. If they get caught out with any of their heroes, this could be the end of it. And Chilling, oh god, don't go that far, Chilling. You're already at a disadvantage. And Jakiro going to be the one to set up. Is anyone going to jump in there? Little Jesus TPs. Yeah, I don't think you want to TP right there, my friend. He just melts. And C++, our student. Yeah, unfortunately, I think his grades are going to melt just with the hero as well. There's Haha. He comes in, gets a crush onto 2 though. Is that going to be enough? That was actually on 3, but Chilling at TA gets caught with the Ice Path. Haha gets slowed down, and that's going to be pretty much the end of this Slarder. Ember Spirit even coming onto the low ground to ensure they get the kill. And Keys on the low ground. Being charged up, gets the blink off, and they're going to commit. Looks like Linker really wants this kill. Ember Spirit coming in as well, and Keys just melts. 16 minutes into the game, and G7 are diving Action in their base.
What tier 2 tower? I don't see a tier 2 tower. There's no tier 2s there. There's no tier 3s there. Linker doesn't give a damn. Action Arena, they just didn't even get the Sonic Wave off. Like, that's how bad, how decisive that fight was. The Night Stalker to get picked off in the front. Dazzle also, for some reason, in the front, and really no damage output there. I like the move from G7. Like, they had a very clean pickoff opportunity on the Dazzle. They said, screw that, we're going to go for the Templar Assassin. They charged, they commit every single hero onto that Templar Assassin because she is, one of the more sizable threats here from Action Arena, as is the Queen of Pain. So as long as you focus them, you're going to be fine. This Templar Assassin actually has gone for 0 points in Psionic Trap. Grant, I don't really think that's like really going to help her a lot in this, but she doesn't have any Psionic Trap.
I thought you'd at least attempt to get 1 point, right?
Yeah,
just
for
so
vision.
You have some free vision. It's free vision. It costs what, 15 mana to deploy 1 trap? It's so minuscule for the mana cost is so tiny for what it provides. I think they should at least have that one, but maybe they just feel like the Psionic traps weren't going to really be enough, and that maybe they felt that TA had to go for as much burst damage as possible. Not go for chase, but just go for as much burst and survivability as possible. Maybe that's the situation that Action Arena are pushed into now. They just don't want to go for anything else. They want to say, okay, we're going to take one team fight, and then from that one team fight, we're going to snowball because we have a Slaughter and a Dazzle. And
Hey.
a TA.
He has it now, though. Better late than never, I suppose. But the extra point of Psyblade is probably not going to do much to help him. Especially not here. They are not going to cancel the Blink Dagger, but the Blink Dagger is not going to save him. Here comes the Ember and Linger both. Nether Strike, Vacuum, I think missed. Doesn't matter, got kill. And they're going to get the tower on the bottom lane. They're going to lose a tower in the mid lane. That's a tower gain from Action Arena, but pretty sure G7 don't care about that because they're one tier 2 tower away from looking at high ground or Roshan. Oh, probably both, actually.
So 18 minutes into the game, Slaughter is a non-factor. Templar Assassin's a non-factor. Queen of Pain, still a non-factor. So there's just no one on the side of Action Arena that's going to be... I don't think there's any hero that G7's afraid of. They're just going to dive every single hero and they see, ha. Batcher going to show himself. He's going to surge himself. Oh, that's how confident they are. They'll surge their Darkseer in first.
Oh, this is not a item build you want to see on Queen of Pain.
No.
Blade Mail first. On very few heroes. I mean, I guess Clockwork, maybe Wraith King, but those heroes, fine. Queen of Pain only has 1,000 HP worth of damage to return, which is like not a terrible amount, but you really want to be going for like a Yule Scepter or an Aghanims.
Not just that.
In Orchid in this game if you can, if you were mid lane Queen of Pain, but probably too late for that. This is a desperation build. She's just taking so much damage to the Ion Shell. Half of her HP pool. They're going to catch Linger with the Poison Touch. 1v4, no big deal. Ice Path going to come in. Force Staff out. Sonic Wave through. The Spirit Breaker's still alive right now. They're going to have to walk through the Macropyre if they want this kill, and they're not going to get it. Now they have to walk back out of the Macropyre. Haha, trapped with the shards is going to fall to someone. One more poke with Liquid Fire. Now here comes the Ember Spirit. Cuts through one. That's Dazzle down. They also take down the Templar Assassin in the top lane beforehand. That was a 1v4, and Linger just walks out of there.
That is so disgusting. Absolutely disgusting. And Action Arena can't do anything about it. It's just their heroes aren't threatening enough. They don't do enough damage. They can't... Like, the thing I wanted to say with Keys with this Blade Mail is that, as you said, Keys is 1k HP, and there's so much HP. If you combine G7's effective HP, it's so minimal. Like, 1k... So what? There's a mechanism on top of that too, and you're going to be spreading it over 5 heroes. So the Queen of Pain is really limiting her the capacity as to what she could really do to provide to her team, and I think she doesn't have the option. Little Jesus gets caught out. Is going to be healed up. The vacuum onto 4 heroes. So clutch. They get 1 kill. I was actually under 5. Sorry. Get a snowball into Chillin. The TA going to possibly die. He will manage to get out by the tiniest bit. He's being chased up by his own illusion Ice Path by the Takira as well as the fire to follow up, but man, I think Action Arena are done for this game. There's just nothing that they can do to fight against G7. And for G7 to run this pseudo melee short range kind of draft, they're super tanky and it definitely paid off. I think it's just the way they played it out that really made this come with a successful ending.
It was the charges from the Spirit Breaker really dictating the pace of this game. Jakiro, I mean, he is a factor in this game, like he's 5-0 and 8, but as far as holding down the fort early game, that was pretty much all the Spirit Breaker. What is Chillin doing here? Why isn't he in his meld animation? He's going to try to go for an ambush. That's not the right move, Templar Assassin. They're going to completely ignore her, go for her base, then now they're going to think about it. She's going to jump inside her base, so I'm not really sure what the play there was for Templar Assassin. Ooh, they're going to get the courier. That had a Manta Style completed for Leo. I guess that's nice.
Oh, well, technically Leo doesn't really need it this game.
Yeah.
It's because he's absolutely fine. So, well, I think at this point
Better
it's
than
just,
nothing.
Yeah, it's essentially G7's game to lose now, and I don't think that courier is going to change anything, honestly.
Well, for Action Arena don't have like a Ravage or a Black Hole, and they might even lose their Slaughter. Caught in the Macropyre. There's actually nowhere to run here. They're gonna also vacuum back Keys. No Blade Mail up and already at 500 HP. Snowball in's gonna crush the Slaughter. Punch up Little Jesus. Gonna take him down as well. Che is gonna drop to Chillin, but it's a small price to pay for maybe even just the game. Another charge is gonna get another kill. Leo still very healthy right now with the shield turned on. They're gonna pick off the Dazzle, and Chillin fighting to the death. I'm pretty sure his death is gonna come soon. Well, Ember Spirit left. 6-pack, Snowball, Force Punch, not quite enough shards. We'll get the kill. Actually, the illusion gets the kill. 'Cause that's always how it goes, right?
Oh, absolutely. So Team Wipe on to Action Arena, and they called GG as well. This was GG for the majority of the game. There was just nowhere in this game, aside from the very, very early portions, where Action Arena really had control. They lost control at, what, 12 minutes in? After a couple of really bad team fights? It was something like that. So G7 could be happy with a very decisive Game 1 victory in this best of 2 series. Action Arena, they have one more choice into getting, they have one more chance into getting at least a win in this best of 2 series. So congratulations to G7. Can they get that secondary win, or will they finish it up to a 1-1? We'll have to see. So guys, we're moving into game 2 pretty quickly right here. My name's Daniel Lee. I'm here with Mike Loris. If you like what I do, take a look at the top right hand corners. Those are our Twitter tags. So take a look at those if you want to follow us as well. And we're moving into game 2 right now. So stick around. We'll see you in a couple of moments.